TY. Dream. Armani. Zoun. Africa TV. Pre-Go Studio Live. 2020 GSL Season 3. Codex. Last Stand.
Whoa, hold on. There's like exotic women chanting in this song. I never noticed that.
Well, Zoun's playing today, so his cultists are getting ready.
That's right. Time to make the animal sacrifice. The question is, which player is that animal? I think it's Armani, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Armani's looking pretty good.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
Armani is a player who I always hope does well. He's been a guy who's been struggling for some time.
He's never been to the round of 16.
Yeah,
and this is his, I want to say it's his 9th GSL?
You might be right about that.
Right around there, at least.
And Zoun actually is also super exciting because he's just very new and he seems confident. He doesn't seem to be fazed at all by the studio environment. I'm curious about some of the players since we don't have an audience. How much of a factor that is for the new players.
That probably helps.
Yeah, where you don't have just, seats filled up in the studio and people staring at you and, the kind of the weirdness of that if you haven't had to play in that environment as a pro player. But, I think Zoun's style is a little bit more exciting, but it's really good to see Armani finally breaking that milestone, getting to the round of 16.
I think this could be a very interesting PvZ.
StarCraft 2 players dream of playing in the GSL. Dream of it, ever getting that good. You're in the most watched StarCraft 2 thing there is. And these are two players that have a lot of promise. So let's just put them together and see what happens. Armani versus Zoun. Game 1 on Death or let's go.
영광의 전투가 펼쳐진다. GSL을 위하여. 전투 지원이 들어왔다. 함께 있다. 우린 더욱 강하다.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, well, maybe he's just going to block.
Zoun taking the initiative here. I think we're actually not doing player intros now. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a block.
No.
No, he stopped it.
Cannon rush.
Okay, good. People watching are like, finally, something that happens in my ladder games.
Yeah, the one thing that I was like,
oh,
man.
Did he see it?
Yeah, he saw it. Drones are coming.
They're coming, Artie.
Zoun's not going to be happy about this.
Yeah, Zoun, more like frown. But sometimes there's ways you can spam out the buildings and
Yeah, absolutely.
You're like, watch as you become a Fortnite player and you start making pylons around you.
Oh my God, look at this. He had the second pro coming.
Fortnite!
Oh, I love it.
Probes are doing stupid dances.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cannon.
Oh boy.
Oh, wait. You guys understand?
Yeah, that was a kill.
Yeah,
so that was a bit. He needs to send another probe,
yeah,
right?
I think he's actually screwed this up.
Huh.
That's too late.
Is it too late?
Uh-oh, now we're gonna have drones like
Yeah.
football linemen trying to block this off.
Well, if you bring it from a different angle, maybe it gets in more easily, but
I feel like
there's only one cannon.
I think you need more cannons is the problem.
Yeah.
The cannon rushes are all about momentum. And if you just have one cannon, it's like, okay, well, they just produce and stop this. 1, 2.
Okay, he gets those just in time. That was definitely worth the drones because now creep is there, right? So you can't rebuild that one. Because
3.
Oh, very nice. Zoun's rush is having a hard time.
Yeah, this. Oh, I don't know, man.
Yeah, very nice right there.
Oh! cannon on the high ground. No! He loses the probe. Sorry,
man.
we were all staying silent there.
Hold on, though. He's going to get the hatch.
Look at the hatch. But, I mean, is it not true that these... Well, hold on. Is it going to get it?
Oh, tasteless.
Sorry, we're not even really catching this. We're just kind of reacting to it. Yeah, it's just...
Well, you know what? Zoun is a cannon rusher, not a canton rusher, tasteless.
Whoa. I
What?
can't believe it.
He got the queen, too?
Yeah. So I don't even know
We're
where
going to
this
call him
game's at.
last hit. He would win League of Legends with a cannon. It doesn't even move.
He gets gold for each unit he kills because he always last hits them.
My God. And look at that. He lost 999 minerals of stuff.
Oh, my
but
God.
if you turn that upside down
It's
backwards,
the mark of the beast.
It's the mark of the beast. It's upside down. It's even more the mark of the beast.
Oh, my God. What a completely bumpy game here. Okay, so let's try to figure out who is actually in the lead. Losing the queens hurts. How many drones were actually killed? Because it's 19 workers at 27. Zoun is able to make probes the whole time, whereas the Zerg can't. And you're on one production facility for right now with the hatchery, which impacts larva and everything else you can make.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Are you okay giving up SOS to have Zoun?
Oh no! Don't do this to me.
Yeah, I got to do it. Are you okay with that? Because it feels like he's like the elder
like that
mystic
meme. It's like,
cheesy Protoss, and like he is giving his powers to the one that he found that can replace him.
Yeah, it's almost like that meme where the mom is talking to the kids saying, "No, you can't have another one. You already have a Zoun at home," and then it's SOS sitting there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Totally.
Oh my God,
And
he's making a void ray.
Oh, Zoun.
But is he gonna cancel it? Because he's like, I'm so brainy.
No, dude. No.
He's so much more
SOS
brainy.
would cancel that, though, and
Yeah.
start going Blink Stalkers, man, for sure.
SOS would cancel that one and then start another void ray, and it'd be like,
Yeah.
whoa, what are we even doing?
He'd make a fleet beacon, but he'd make it like somewhere an Overlord could see it and then never do anything with it.
Yeah.
Like, that's expensive, dude.
Okay, so now we're going into, I guess, players trying to get into an ordinary game here in this PvZ. It's funny because he killed a hatchery despite the first probe being spotted. And, you know, a lot of times the cannon rush just starts and you go, okay, you got me. But that fight makes the math a lot more fuzzy in this game.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
well, where are they at, I guess, is the right question. Well, he's making a lot of gates here. Excuse me. Okay, he actually does start the third Nexus. I was wondering if he was trying to set up some weird two-base all-in because it felt too late to do anything like that. But no, he's got the safety Void Ray. Flying around a little bit with that, getting everything set. Lair on the way, Roachhorn on the way. Armani mostly just focusing on droning right now.
And, you know, these adepts are only going to be able to scout. I don't imagine he'll ever commit with anything like this for now. 4 more gates coming down here. And I imagine this game is going to come into a push pretty quickly here.
Well, he is making the Prism, so you might be right, but I feel like if you're making all these sentries and stuff and taking that third Nexus, it almost feels like you should wait a little bit.
He might.
He doesn't have that much energy or anything.
Well, Zerg doesn't have a 4th yet, though. So I guess you also got to wait for that, right? I mean, you're not normally taking a 3rd and trying to push their 3rd, but
he's not really droney either, though.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it does seem like Zoun kind of got a little bit ahead. Maybe not, though.
No, I kind of agree with the assessment. It feels like he's in a good spot, right? Like, things haven't gone wrong. He hasn't really lost much anything. He has his 3 bases up. Yeah. There's no real standing army for Armani yet, but Armani really droned, man. Look at him at 69 drones.
Nice.
Nice.
So this push is going to come up here. And Can he actually get this?
Well, you throw down some force fields and turn on your Void Ray, maybe. Well, he's going for more than just the hatchery, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going for broke here. Actually, he's chopping up this army pretty well. A lot of these roaches in the back are not really doing any damage. The Void Ray becoming pretty handy in here as well. The Immortal pretty much unscathed right now is pushing him away. And this very well may be a game where the third base is what I meant to say, is actually pushed and then taken out. And I would imagine you might even be able to push it even further from here. The Warp Prism is still at a safe distance where the Ravagers can't pick it off, although maybe in this next movement they can actually get it. Let's see.
He does throw a Transfusion down there. I think he can't really save the hatch if Zoun right-clicks on it, but Zoun tries to trade as well as he can. In fact, he might be able to break this.
Yeah.
More and more Stalkers continue to come out.
I think there might have been a bit of a sunken cost fallacy here with Armani.
It felt
trying
for
to
a
save
moment
that.
he might,
Yeah,
but not quite.
Yeah, and now he's lost quite a lot of what was used to defend, as well as the whole thing he was trying to defend. So, let's see. Right now, Armani could switch back into, a new third base by just relocating to where the fourth base was supposed to be. But yeah, this is a lot of pressure. This angle is probably the best that Zerg is going to get. Drones are now pulled. Ravagers beginning to go for the Warp Prism. It's taken out, but the Warpins did complete. And I think this, again, it should be the tipping point in this fight. I think there's just a little bit too much damage.
Yeah, he's really killing quite a bit here. The drone count is down sub 40 at the moment. Zoun's still mining well, adding gases at home, getting more Immortals, making a Twilight. I mean, I guess because he doesn't have a Prism and no more units coming, this will eventually be held, but it's a bad situation.
Well, the fact that he got that many workers, you come back out, the Immortal lives, by the way. And
21 kills on that Immortal.
Yeah, and now there's a second Immortal in the group, and everything else that was lost can pretty easily be remade.
Yeah.
So,
well, he definitely did a lot of damage. That was completely worth it. Do you remember in StarCraft 1, the pro gamer with the ID Perfect Man?
Yes, I do.
Was that Zoun?
Could be. They did not look alike at all.
No, they didn't look alike at all, and they have different names and different birth dates.
They were even different heights.
But at the same time,
yeah,
Perfect Man in StarCraft 1 was not a perfect man, but I'm looking at Zoun right now. Is he not a perfect man?
Yeah, I feel like what's happening is when we have to do the interview, that Zhao's face opens up and there's a miniature perfect man inside. That alien in Men in Black.
Yeah.
So, what an ID, man. Perfect man.
It's just the worst idea
It's just like, what? So,
if someone like Parting named himself Perfect Man, I'd be totally on board with it.
Yeah, you have to be a certain
But you can't be like
man.
a B team or Protoss.
Yeah,
from
and be
StarCraft
Perfect
1.
Man.
No, you can't. All right, he's going to take out these really critical guys.
Yeah, and then how will he mine gas from his base then?
Yeah.
One thing for Zerg, though, by the way, is that the creep blanketing is actually still pretty good. If he just fills it in back where his fourth base is going to be, it's going to be fine.
Yeah. Well, I think right now, Zoun is just getting ready to kill him, though.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to have +1 in Blink by the time he actually hits. Multiple Immortals. Already that first push did so well. But look at the army supplies. It's like even army supplies, but this is like a roach-based army from Zoun.
Okay, so this push should have even more muscle and possibly even quicker success here, but let's see where the biles actually land.
A little bit hard to push up that ramp, to be honest, against that many biles. I don't think you should do it.
Yeah, but I think he's going to comb through here and clean up all the creep tumors and then just attack there. Now, this counterattack is actually pretty important because he can kill the Adepts and maybe even kill the Nexus, and then let's say that Zerg holds off the attack, then Protoss wins.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, then Zerg can win, excuse me.
All right, here he comes.
Okay.
Throws on some good force fields. It's going to buy him a bit of time.
Where is the Warp Prism with this army? Oh, I see. He's keeping it way far back. That's a good idea.
Nice pull up there, away from the biles. Disruptor's on the way right now. Disruptor's absolutely great against Ravagers. Nice little blink.
Yeah, he's going to try to edge in here once more. I think that Armani's doing an even better job this time around, trying to keep safer angles here.
Yeah, Okay, takes a more aggressive blink here and just gets some sick surface area. I mean, there's a lot of biles coming down, but the army size of Zoun is so large.
Yeah, he's... Oh, and I love these two Adepts over here. That's going to draw a lot of the Zerglings away. Right now, a lot of these biles are hitting Zoun's army, like an insane amount.
That is a lot. But there's a lot of Stalkers out right now. Oh my god, look at that. Ling's starting to get in. Can Armani actually hold on here? Is Zoun pushing too hard?
Yeah, Zoun might have overextended with this attack, but hold on. As we say that, it looks like Armani decides to abandon this base, or at least didn't get his army back there in time to defend it. Whoa!
Well, Zoun keeps the Nexus alive. Lurker tech is about to be done here. We also have some Vipers being made at the same time as a Colossus, so that's a bit of an anti-timing on the Colossus. Colossus, I don't know if you got the memo, but they aren't particularly good against Vipers.
Thing is, I think Armani still just should be able to close this out. He just has more bases. He has more of an income.
You mean Zoun?
Oh, did I say Armani? You know,
yeah.
Of course. I mean Zoun, yeah. He has more bases.
He's going to close it out with Tasteless.
No, Tasteless, no! Tasteless, what are you talking about? No, look, it's 4 bases to 3. He has less of everything.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
This should be a pretty easy kill move here. But again, this all started from a cannon rush.
Yeah, I wonder if he super turtles into these lurkers, like maybe there's some chance then.
I think this is still manageable though.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have to imagine.
But the best chance would be a lurker-based turtle.
Okay, I love these disruptor shots. Oh, nice denial.
Oh, well, he gets one big one off. But there are some lurkers out now, and there's Vipers. And Stalkers are really terrible against both.
That's true, but at the same time, you know, he has to remake his 4th, and in a game that's really all about expansions at the end of the day, and especially in a matchup where the Zerg's supposed to be up in them, I mean, this looks like Zoun should be in great shape. And the Disruptors are a great addition, right? Because you can just start to take pot shots like this one right here.
Vipers are pretty good units.
But I think we might have more Disruptors come down.
Well, it looks like he's switching into Sky Toss, which I think is probably the best choice, right? And he's adding 2 more Robos, so maybe Disruptor Carrier type situation?
Maybe some situation where there's just not ever going to be enough Vipers to mute the Protoss's artillery attacks.
Maybe. Well, he's still going to walk around a little bit. 2 lurkers trying to hold the front here.
No observer? I don't see one.
No. Making an Oracle, though. I think Oracles are better anyways.
Yeah.
For detecting lurkers, just generally.
Look at this. Armani's kind of ready for everything, though.
Yeah, he's tightening up a bit. Zoun, though, is getting everything. He has 2 Stargates, a Fleet Beacon. He's going to have 3 Robos in a second here. He's getting, like, an Air Attack, Psy Storm. He's trying to remember what all the different upgrades are so he can get them right now.
It's funny how this game is going. It's the Protoss almost playing the role of the Zerg at this point in time. You know what I mean? Where normally this would be a Protoss player staying back and trying to defend and last into a super late game, and instead it's the Zerg doing that. So we have Zoun looking for an opening here. Again, no detection over there.
Yeah,
but
Storm's
just
can't do anything against lurkers.
Yeah,
man.
Thermal Lance. Yeah, they're not a great unit in this situation. They're very good in that sweet spot of the mid game where you can really micro so well with them and do so much more damage, and you can use them to defend. But
yeah, you know, this is a little bit tougher Zoun in a certain way because his army doesn't really scale against what he's fighting against all that well. Like, these Stalkers are not that useful. But if Armani doesn't move, he can't really attack in. He's like attacking into chokes that have Lurker Viper. That's not doable with this army.
yeah.
I'm not...
Well,
I almost feel like he should just suicide some of his Stalkers to get some better units.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
swap out the supply.
Yeah, just blink in somewhere, pick off what you can with them, but you need something else here to actually break this. Like, look at how weak his army is in some of these situations. Like, that right there will slash his army.
He's got Zealots actually attacking into the 4th base here.
There you go. Nice little move.
Something. I basically agree with what you're saying. Like, right now the Protoss has got obsolete units and is sort of running away and hiding with them.
it would even be better for him to just kill them himself. So, you know, either sacrifice them in an attack. Okay, he's finally going to do that. This is actually a really important thing, and this should have happened a while ago. Like, you don't want to do it too quick. You got a lot of infrastructure up first. But I think he was a little bit slow on that, right?
I agree.
And now Armani moving across the map.
Yeah, Armani headed down here to 6 o'clock. And we have most of the army actually over here by the 4th base for Zoun. So this is really the first moment that Armani's actually lashed out onto the map. And basically this entire game. And I don't see anything down here to defend. And I am somewhat under the impression Zoun might just have to give up this base.
Yeah. You're definitely right about that. So nice feedbacks going down. Trying to keep his Colossi alive with those nice feedbacks.
Very important feedbacks there. Is Zer going to try to push the issue here? Looks like he might. Raid Storm's there.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Okay, this is getting a little bit scary here because Armani's just starting to force his way into here. And this actually denied weapons level 3.
Oh, that's a
wow, that's actually huge.
Hey, get some good size storms down. I mean, yanking in a carrier, I don't think you're going to actually kill the carrier.
Yeah, well, the corrosive vials do connect onto it, so it looks like he finally does take it out with the last few Hydra shots.
Yeah, but
however,
Zoun will clean it.
Zoun's army was basically better. You know, the army that Armani had is good for turtling. It's not great for attacking.
And the one lurker going to clean it all up. But yeah, look, like, you can see how bad his army actually was against Armani's army right there.
Yeah.
I think. That was pretty clear cut that he was very inefficient there, but he holds on, and now he can get into the type of composition he actually wants, which what he's making is actually really funky. Like, he's making Immortals, Colossus, Carriers, Archons, and High Templars. He's like, what are the good units for Protoss? Give me those! I'm like, wait, no. They're all for different situations. Give me all of them!
And now, we have Hydra Lurker here. Some Lings filling in as well. Protoss is going to go for some counterplay here and try to push up into this northern spot here. I don't know how easy that is going to be to do. I do wonder if we should have some more disruptors against this style of play. A few more Templars to feed back the Vipers and then just keep that pressure on. And they're both actually going around each other here. Now, there's like one Lurker there, at least covering that area now.
There's some more coming in right now. Gotta be careful about that. Good storm.
Great, beautiful storms
The
there.
High Templars are so important here.
Yeah. You can see how beefy those Lurkers really are. But this is a lot of Colossi damage here. Heartburning the 2 Colossi in there immediately. Now it's down to just 2 more.
Oh, man. Brings in some more carriers. He's out of interceptors on 2 of them right now. Luckily, those Colossus are actually doing a great job against the Hydras.
And the Zealots coming in here and doing more damage to the Hydras as well is huge. Interceptors are being made.
Right now, he's trying to target down a carrier. He does get one of them.
But the hatchery ultimately does go down. Looks like most of the drones will escape. Meanwhile, at a counterattack at 6. I'd be curious to see how many minerals are at each base here for Armani.
Well, his first 3 bases can't be very much.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe this one right here has a decent amount, but that's it. Look at it. The unit compositions that Zoun is making
so
are
weird.
So bizarre.
Yeah, another carrier goes down.
It's like Colossus Immortal Carrier. His opponent made a Corruptor, what would he do? It's like one hero Corruptor that kills the whole army. Well, now there are some Archons mixed in here as well, and GG is called.
That was a very special game.
That was a sick game. Zoun, I think, played really phenomenally for a long time, and then kind of sat on his Stalker army. You know, sometimes you get an army like, but I don't want to just throw it away.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit stunted in developing into the next part of the game, but I think he also was really expecting to actually end that game and kind of didn't know what to do next. But again, Zoun opening with a cannon rush. It didn't end the game. Armani expanded out again. Zoun had a pretty good sense of how to push and when to push. Armani with really good defense. Armani was fighting uphill for that entire game. So
both ways, man.
Yeah. So let's see what happens on Everdream now.
Yeah. that was a fascinating game because it feels like Zoun was so strong in the early game, and then Armani fought back so well, and Zoun kind of fumbled it later game.
Well, let's see what Zoun has planned, because I think planning is one of the key factors for a player like this. And our game 2 is ready. Let's go.
영광의 전투가 펼쳐진다. GSL을 위하여. 아프리카 프린스 아르마니 박진영. 알파엑스 조운 박한수.
And it is not that often that the very first probe intended for the cannon rush is spotted, and the other player can react immediately, and the cannon rush still goes through, and the game is won by the Protoss. That's pretty special.
Yeah, it was very different. He was like last hitting everything. Last cannon shot kills the hatch. Last cannon shot kills the queen.
It was crazy. And here's what, it's funny because so much of the game comes down to milliseconds, and that was a good example of it. He got both the hatch and even got the queen before the last blow that would end the cannon rush for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
It got 2 hugely impactful shots off.
So with that being said, even though Zoun's player is very exciting, we're all kind of hyped for this new Protoss player, I could see Armani coming back and winning 2-0. It is definitely possible.
He looks strong, for sure.
Yeah, with the amount of things that went wrong for him that game, he had some fighting spirit. He knew what he needed to do to try to come back. It didn't end up working, but, like, yeah, he knows.
I wonder, though, what a more ordinary game is going to look like. And I mean ordinary as in not a cannon rush. Because Zoun has a lot of weird techie builds, and he's pretty smart. And I don't know. So far, nothing but good games, though, today.
Yeah, today is quite nice. Well, round of 16 always steps it up a bit, right? The player levels are much closer than in the round of 24.
So Stargate's coming here.
Doesn't care that the Overlord sees it. Wonder if he'll go Void again. I do like the Void.
Well, it's interesting to see when it's incorporated.
Well, it was makes it hard to counterattack, to like harass. You know, you can't really send roaches across.
That's what it used to be used for a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of, God, I guess. Well, we've had many iterations of StarCraft, but it seems to be coming back. It was also used a little bit in that push.
Yeah.
You know, it seemed to come in handy there. So the Overlord can no longer scout. The Stalker's going to chase it out. When you see a Stalker like this, sometimes you think, okay, are you up to something?
No good.
Yeah, you have something to hide? And this is a Void Ray coming here. Now, Void Ray is becoming more commonplace, but you know, keeping the Zerg guessing forces them to become a lot more loose with how they're going to try to handle this. They have a lot more variables to factor in if they can't predict stuff. Sometimes we have players make the first Stalker, chase stuff out, and then they don't do anything weird.
Yeah.
And you're just like, no, I'm playing standard.
Those builds can be actually big mind games in and of themselves.
Right.
You remember when Haas was cheesing everybody in like WCS, which one was it?
We were in
the Spanish one.
Spain, Valencia.
WCS Valencia. He actually had this other build where it looked like a lot of the other ones, and then he got a Forge and started upgrading. You know, and then suddenly his attack it's a little bit stronger a little bit later. And there's definitely some interesting things you can do in denying scouting.
Keep in mind the reputation that Zoun has. There are a lot of players who are just trying to figure out what is the trick up his sleeve.
Well, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's using a very old build.
This was something we used to cast a lot of in the past, and this is one of these builds that, and there's a slight variation because there's a Void Ray here.
Yeah.
But this is one of these snowball builds where
I think he's going to kill him with it.
Yeah, you're going to show up, and there's going to be so many charge lots.
Yeah.
That you cannot hold it off. You were not ready for this smothering amount of damage.
And it's like, look at this. Zoun does not even have 2-base saturation, right? He's on 36 probes. He just has a bunch of gateways. He's just going for it.
And
that's it.
Generally speaking, there is not a real plan B for Protoss.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you do like crippling damage.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it does. This is an all-in the truest sense of the word.
And Armani sees it, by the way. And even the plugging of the natural, it all points to one thing, which is this all-in happening here now. Now there's 16 lings being made, but let's see what happens when the first warp-in wave comes into play.
Yeah, lings are not generally what you're looking for here. Look at this, trying to get in on top of the army immediately here. Not going for the hatch. He has to get a kill, not just a hatchery kill.
That's right, and the good hold position there on the drones.
Not targeting the Void Ray perfectly, but some good warp-ins.
But Adepts are coming in here. And the other Adepts are being pulled away here. The Spore has actually been microed underneath. Again, the Zealot's continuing to tear through here. This may be too much damage. The Queen's coming back over here. We need another warping round in a second here. Zoun going to try to press forward. The Roach pops out, is immediately killed off.
Oh, I think there's some Roaches behind. Yeah, look at that. Coming up and hitting some of these as they're warping in. The drones doing their best to help out in the fight. The final spine does end up falling right there. And again, the Spore walks up and burrows underneath. Some great Spore usage from Armani.
It looks like the last few Zealots are still here. We need another warping round, but now the Spore is continuing to do some damage.
Well, that looks to me like a hold from Armani. He did lose 28 workers during this. He did lose all of his Queens during this. This brings us to 26 workers against 36 at the end of the fight.
So, I mean, he did not complete the mission objective there.
No.
The goal was actually to already be out of this game. I think there was some really good control. He's going to lose this Void Ray.
Yep.
There was some really great control. Wow, look at me and my play-by-play being bad. The hold position on the drones was huge. The Zealots did not get to charge in the way they wanted to. There was a lot of patience here. Also, the warp-ins kept getting hiccuped by the Spore being microed underneath the warp prism.
That was very nice. That was totally key there, too.
Yeah. So now Zoun goes into Disruptors, his favorite unit.
It seems to be, doesn't it?
We're seeing Zoun use these Disruptors a lot like they are Reavers from StarCraft 1 with the warp prism, where he throws them out, fires, picks them up, and he's even going to get the warp prism speed, just like we see shuttle speed purchased quite often.
I think that's especially important, actually, with disruptor drops.
Yeah.
Right. The prism isn't like a slow unit, but it's too slow to be flying around with all of your power and not have that speed upgrade that's so cheap. Right, he's continuing to try to harass, making those disruptors at home, getting that speed upgrade. Nice move from Armani. Knows what's up.
Yeah, right now Armani just shutting down everything. And look, this is a very different type of game that Armani survived Zoun's plan than game one.
They're actually somewhat similar as far as workers go here. Zoun has a slight lead in that way.
Well, Zoun also has a little bit more tech. A lot of drones were killed.
Yeah. He's come out of the all-in pretty well. He did do a ton of damage.
But there's not an easy follow-up push from this. Zoun's going to have to sit back and build up quite a bit. But he can start to harass with these disruptors, and that's what I'm mostly curious about seeing. You know, you can't really run from disruptor shots with Ravagers.
No.
Like, they will die.
Yeah. Very, very cool to see. It looks like Infestation Pit coming up here from Armani. Wonder what his plan is with that.
Yeah, let's see.
Like, I could see him just running up to Hive, or would you really want to go Hive here?
I'm not sure. He's low on bases.
Yeah.
It seems like growth is more important than tech, but I'm not.
Maybe
I don't know.
He feels like he needs Vipers. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
By the way, Armani's doing a very good job being active on the creep to trace where the warp prism is going to be. He's trying to just make sure that the disruptors can never have their feet on the ground. I don't know if disruptors have feet, but you guys get my idea.
They certainly don't have feet.
Yeah, you don't think they
I don't even understand. I think they're floating.
You don't think they have like little feet with booties on them under there?
Where would they be?
Underneath.
Well, they have that thing that's like spinning around them the entire time, so I think they actually just float.
That's their inner tube.
That's their inner
Yeah,
tube?
that's so they don't
the
drown.
floaty inner
Yeah,
tube?
they don't know how to swim.
Nice.
They stand on their feet, Artosis. Make no mistake. So another push is going to come through here, or maybe this is just Protoss trying to gun down creep.
He's just looking for value anywhere he can get it, I guess.
Okay.
Whoa.
I cannot believe he kept that alive. That's huge.
Nice pickup there. All right, comes up to these spines. We'll be able to pick those off relatively easily. Goodbye,
Another observer goes down.
Nice blink forward here, getting very aggressive against Armani, dodging those biles as well.
I love the one-shotting of the Ravagers there.
Yeah, it looks like the Roach is trying to pick off this Disruptor. Can't quite get the second one.
Oh, this might be too much.
Yeah.
And again, the Disruptor shots with Zoun are getting so much value. It's so funny to see such an old style of Protoss used so efficiently here. And it's just 2 Disruptors. It's not what a lot of other players do where they got like 8 Disruptors and they're not really using them like Shuttle Reaver, you know? This is a very different approach. He gets exactly enough for a Warp Prism.
Ooh.
And look, that was shot down there, but the damage has already been done.
Yeah,
this is where you're blinking on top of the army. And it looks like Zhao's going to go on to the winner's match against TY. I don't see a situation where Zerg survives this.
Oh, that micro right there.
GG.
Ooh.
Old styles in modern games. I dig it.
I am just loving Zoun's play.
So that unit comp was very typical of his StarCraft 1 PvP, which is Dragoon Reaver. But yeah, you have enough ranged units you're firing, and then you pick up the 2 Reavers with the shuttle. You're chucking out these shots. And you just want to make sure you don't lose the Reavers. The Reavers can take damage. They can even tank damage in some fights. And then you've had enough shots connect, and it allows you to kind of topple them. And that's what Zoun did. We've seen in the past a lot of players have just a bunch of Disruptors, but with not in the Warp Prism.
This was very precise Disruptor play.
Yeah, and he even knew he could drop them on the ground, fire his shots in, and pick them up immediately. And look, 2 or 3 effective Disruptor shots, you've got enough to win. Up next, TY vs. Zoun. We'll be right back.